Assalamu alaikum dear students. As you can see that we are going to discuss determinant and inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix. So you can see that if here is a matrix A is equal to A, B, C, D. Its order is, that is 2 by 2. This is its order. So what is determinant of A? Determinant of A or det A or A bar, what is? So these are the ways how to write 1, 2 and 3. So all will have same formula, that is AD minus BC. AD minus BC. For example, if matrix A is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, what is determinant of A? That is equal to 2 into 5 minus 3 into 4. That is equal to 10 minus 12 equal to minus 2. So the only thing which is notable, AD. What are AD? These are the elements of the main diagonal. These are the elements of main diagonal. And B and C are the other elements. So I have multiplied here 2 and 5. These are the elements of the main diagonal, and 4 and 5, 4 and 3 are the other elements. So likewise we will be finding determinant of the matrix A. If this is example 1, example 2 is, if here is the matrix 3, 5, 7, 2, what is det of the matrix? That is also the way to write determinant of the matrix. So that will be having the same formula, AD minus BC. So these are the A and B elements of the main diagonal, and 5 and 7 are the elements of the secondary diagonal. So 3 into 2 minus 5 into 7 will give you 6 minus 35. 6 minus 35, that is minus 29. So these are the determinants. The next thing is we are going to discuss, that is inverse. Inverse of a matrix. This inverse is basically multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse. Inverse of a matrix. Here is, if there is a matrix A, B, C, D, so A inverse, this is inverse of A. Inverse of A. it will have formula 1 over AD minus BC into a matrix. So which matrix will be this? This matrix will be derived from this matrix, but by writing D and A, these two will exchange their positions. D and A. D and A will exchange their positions, and B and C will change their signs. Minus B and minus C. Let's see an example. If there is matrix A is 2, 3, 4, 5. What is A inverse? That is equal to 1 over AD minus BC, 10 minus 12, 2 into 5 minus 3 into 4 into. Change their positions. 5 and 2, 3 and 4 with negative signs. They will change their signs. So the answer will be 1 over minus 2 and 5 minus 3 minus 4 and 2. This will include 5 over minus 2 minus 3 over minus 2 minus 4 over minus 2, 2 over minus 2 is equal to minus 5 by 2, minus 5 by 2, 3 by 2, 2 and minus 1. Here is the A inverse. So, dear students, by using this formula, you can find inverse of any matrix like this. It's a so simple thing. It's a so easier method. Just to remember these two things, 1 over AD minus BC, and this is known as adjoint of A. If we say this matrix, this thing is, sometimes we call it as det A, and this thing is, this is the matrix, sometimes we call it as adjoint of A. So this formula also becomes A inverse is equal to 1 over A determinant into adjoint of A. So if you want to note this formula, this also second option. So next thing is some remarks. Next example is identity matrix. Identity matrix of order 2 by 2. The identity matrix of order 2 by 2 is given as I equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. What is usage of the identity matrix? If we multiply A with A inverse, then you will get identity matrix 1, 0, 0, 1. If you multiply A inverse by A, you will get the same result 1, 0, 0, 1. So from these two, we can conclude that A into A inverse is equal to A inverse into A will give you identity matrix of order 2 by 2. This is very important relation you should keep in mind. Also, if there are two matrices, if A and B are two matrices, if A and B are two matrices such that AB is equal to BA is equal to identity. So this implies A inverse equal to B or B inverse equal to A. That is A and B are inverses of each other. An example: if A is equal to 2, 5, 1, 3 and B is equal to, if B is equal to 3, -5, -1 and 2. So we multiply them. AB is 2, 5, 1, 3 and B is 3, -5, -1, 2. So we will get the answer as we know the multiplication of the matrices we have discussed earlier. 2 into 3 -5 into -1, 2 into -5 plus 5 into 2. Similarly 1 into 3, this row or column, 1 into 3 plus 3 into -1 and 1 into -1 plus 3 into 2. So you can see what is the answer. Here is 6 minus 5, 1, 0, minus 10 plus 10, 3 minus 3, 0 and 1. Similarly, BA will also be the same thing, 1, 0, 0, 1. So we can see that this implies that A and B are inverses of each other. So these are the contents you have to practice, you have to learn and you have to practice. Okay students, you have learned about the determinant and inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix. Try to learn the concepts. I am also going to share the slides related with this. So you have to learn these two concepts, determinant and inverse of a matrix of order 2 by 2 and the key points about the matrix. Number 1, identity matrix. Identity matrix is a matrix that is 1, 0, 0, 1. This matrix is identity matrix. So these are the remarks. Number 1, identity matrix is equal to A inverse into A equal to A into A inverse. Number 2, if AB is equal to identity is equal to BA, This implies that A inverse equal to B. And number 3, identity matrix named as 1 0 0 1. These are the remarks you have to remember all the time. Thank you so much. Be happy and stay safe. Allah Hafiz.